Hello class, today we're going to start with squad leader movements. So for squad leader movements, I'm going to break everybody up into groups of 3 to 4 students. And when I break up everybody into groups, we'll get into lines. And the job the students are to follow their leader, which will be the first person in line. So the first person in line will go around the gym however they like, and they're going to be jogging, and everybody's going to follow them. And once I blow the whistle, the last person in the line, so if I was the last person and the front person, the leader was here, the last person will run up to the front of the line and get to the front, and they become the leader. So again, and then they'll lead the line however they like. They'll jog around the gym however they want until I blow the whistle again, and then the new leader will run to the front. So again, we're going to group up into students of 3 to 4, and once we got those lines, we're going to start, and I blow the whistle, we'll start running around the gym, or jogging around the gym. And then when I blow the whistle, what are we going to do? We are going to change leaders by the last person in the line will then run up and become the leader. And that's how we're going to do our introductory activity today. Now we're going to move on to our fitness activity. And today we're going to do 4-quarter movements. So normally in the gym, I would do half the gym, and there'd be a cone at each corner of the gym. And at each cone, it would have a activity to do while going across to the next cone. So for the first cone, it would be jumping. So you would have to jump to the next cone. And then the next cone will have sliding. So we're going to slide. And when we get halfway through sliding, we're going to turn around and slide. So we work out both legs. And once you reach that next cone, it's going to have skipping. So we're going to skip and to the next cone. And then after we reach the next cone, it's going to have bear crawl. So we're going to bear crawl to the next one. And we're just going to keep doing that in a cycle while I play music. So while the music is going, we're doing the activities. When I pause the music and it's quiet, we're going to stop and start doing jumping jacks. And then once I play the music again, we're going to go back and do the activities. And so I'm going to stop the music at random times. So again, we're going to do 4 corners. And at each corner is going to tell you the activity to do. It's going to tell you to jump. It's going to tell you to slide. And when we're sliding, when we reach halfway, switch sides. And then it's going to have bear crawl and jumping. So whatever cone you get to, make sure you read what the cone says and then do the activity. And while this is going, the music's going to be playing. So what do we do when the music stops? When the music stops, we're going to do jumping jacks. And then that's how we're going to do 4 corners today. I'm going to introduce a new skill today. Our focus this week is going to be basketball. So we're going to start off with an important skill in basketball. So today we're going to learn on how to dribble. So to dribble, I'm going to teach you guys how to dribble, and then we're going to practice dribbling independently after I teach you guys how to dribble. So to dribble, you want to keep your head up and watch the game. Because if you're dribbling the ball and you're looking at the ball, you don't know what's going on around you. So second, when you dribble the ball, you want to dribble with your arm extended outwards and using your wrists to push down the ball. So just like this. Second, you want to use your fingertips and not your palm, because when you use your palm, you're not going to be able to control the ball as well. So you want to use your fingertips to control the ball easily. And remember to keep your head forward. And then fourth, when you're dribbling the ball, you want to dribble it about waist level. So it's harder. The reason why we dribble the ball at waist level is because when we dribble at waist level, it's harder to take the ball. So if, say, we're dribbling the ball really high like this, you can't control the ball as well, and it's easier for someone to steal the ball away from you. So now fifth, when we're defending from a defender, you can't use your hands because that's against the rules to push them away. So when you defend from a defender, you want to use your body. So if someone is trying to steal my ball, you use your body and put your body in the way to stop the defender from stealing your ball. Okay, so let's go over it one more time before we start practicing. The first thing we do, so the first step is, where do we keep our eyes? Forward. And why do we do that? We keep our eyes forward to watch the game, to see where our opponents are, to see where our teammates are, so we can pass the ball. So you want to be aware of the game and not just staring at your ball. Second is to dribble with your arm outward and using your wrist to push down the ball, like so. Third is we use our fingertips and not our palm, because when we use our palm, it's harder to control the ball, and when we use our fingertips, it's easier to control the ball and make it where we want it to go. Okay, so now fourth, we need to go to blank real quick. So the fourth step is to make sure we dribble the ball at waist level, because if we dribble it high, it's easier to steal and we can't control it as much. So you want to keep the ball at waist level. And then fifth, you want to use our body to defend from the defender, because we can't use our hand to push our defender away, because that's against the rules. Okay, now we will practice dribbling the ball and to dribble. And when we're practicing dribbling the ball, we're just going to break up and spread out evenly. I'll have poly spots around so the students could go to the poly spots and dribble. So we'll spread out and we'll just practice dribbling in place with our right hand repeat. And we'll keep the ball at the waist level. So again, I was dribbling, so you might not have been able to hear me. We're just going to dribble the ball at waist level, and we're just going to practice dribbling stationary for a little bit, and then we'll start maybe walking forward and backwards, and then side to side, just so we can learn how to control the ball while moving. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our main activity today. We're going to practice dribbling in a game called dribble tag. So everybody's going to spread out, and I'm going to go around and take the basketball away from 5 to 6 people. Probably about 5 people, I'll take the basketball away. And once I take their basketball away, they are it. So just like the game of tag, the person who is the tagger is trying to tag somebody else, and once they tag them, they get to, they are not it anymore. So in this game, to tag somebody, you have to steal the basketball away from them. And just like the game of basketball, you can't hug them, hold them, you have to steal the ball without fouling them. So hitting their hands, you just want to take just the ball away. So that's the goal today. So it would look, say I was the person defending the ball, so I'm not it. I'm going to have to keep the ball. So I'm going to be dribbling for a sec. So you're going to keep the basketball away from the other defenders and say, I'm hard to do this with one person, but say I'm the person in it, I'm going to try to steal the ball away from the defender, if that makes sense. So again, the people who are it don't have the ball, and to tag someone you have to steal their basketball. So, and once someone steals your basketball and you no longer have a basketball, you will become it, and then you have to go tag someone else to steal their basketball by stealing their basketball. So let's go over it one more time. To tag somebody, you have to steal their basketball, and once you've been tagged, you then become it because you no longer have a basketball. And if you aren't it, you are trying to defend your basketball from the people who are it because you want to keep your basketball. And that's the game we're going to do today. So now the game's over, and we're going to talk about what we learned today. So when we're dribbling a basketball, where do we want the basketball to be? We want the basketball to be at our waist level, so right here. And why don't we dribble it high? Because it's easier to get stolen, and it's also harder to control the basketball. Now, what part of our hand do we dribble the basketball with? We dribble the basketball with our fingertips and not our palm, because when we dribble with our palm, it's harder to control the ball, and it's easier to control the ball when we use our fingertips. So when we're defending our basketball from a defender, what do we use? We use our body, because we aren't allowed to use our hands to push away defenders, because it's against the rules. So we'll use our body like so, and keep the ball away from the defender. So if the defender was behind me, we would not use our hands, but I'm just using my hand to show the defender, but we'd use our body to keep the defender away. And last, where are we looking when we're dribbling the ball? We are not looking at the basketball because we want to be aware. We want to keep our head up to see what's going on in the game. So when we dribble the basketball, we're not doing this. Because when we do that, so if I'm dribbling the basketball, I can't see what's going around me if I'm looking at the ground or the ball. So when you dribble the basketball, you want to be looking like this, not at the ball, because if you're looking at the basketball, you can't see what's going on around you. And I hope you guys had fun today, and have a good day.